Hello, SimOnTrains here, or some people might call me SimOnTrains. I'm at Dinting railway station, which is where we left off in the last blog. If you have not seen that blog yet, feel free to give that a watch now, because a card's going to come up right now, which is part one of this railway journey where I visit Broadbottom and Dinting railway station. And this is part two, where we shall be visiting these two railway stations today. Hadfield, Glossop. So if you haven't watched part one, feel free to give that a watch now. But you've watched part two, and welcome on board this service as we're going to visit Hadfield and Glossop, two terminus stations on the current Glossop line. But Hadfield wasn't a terminus station, it was actually a through route towards Pedeston and Sheffield Victoria, which we'll explain that when we get to Hadfield. So please come on board as we carry on our journey into Derbyshire. Hello there, SimOnTrains here. Or some people I call him SimOnTrains. Hi Cal. Go on, get lost. Or some people I call me SimOnTrains. I'm a rail enthusiast, and if you like trains like I do, and if you like visiting different railway stations like I do, this is the channel to be. When I look at different railway stations, I look at different trains. This is SimOnTrains Railway Journeys. And I welcome you to this service.
Alright.
Sorry. So, in today's blog, the Thursday blog, this is the first station I visited, Hadfield. But on the whole trip, it's actually the third station, but won't go into much detail on that. But this is one platform operated by Northern Train Services, which arriving from Dinting, and then they go back out the same way after a switch change around the driver and senior conductor, which they've got about a 2-3 minute turnaround here. Not very long, to be honest. Unlike a Glossop, they got a 5-minute turnaround. But this used to have two platforms because this was the through route that took you on towards the Woodhead Tunnel. From that direction, Woodhead's in that direction, the Woodhead Tunnel, Pedeston Station, which still survives today but only 2 platforms instead of 4, and Sheffield Victoria Station, which is now a disused station in Sheffield. But you used to get Class 76s, Class 77 electric locomotives fly through here when it was electrified in the 50s. And to travel back in time to see that would have been perfect, to be honest, if we had time machines, but unfortunately we don't. But nowadays, you just get the 323s arriving, like I mentioned, terminate and leave the same direction towards Dinting. So, I'm going to do the station history of Hadfield Station, then carry on doing some more filming. Hadfield Station opened by the Sheffield, Ashton-under-Lyne and Manchester Railway on the 7th of August 1844. However, in the timetable it was also known as Hadfield for Hollingsworth. Hadfield became a terminus station when the line towards Woodhead and Pedeston closed in 1981 to all traffic, but passenger services were withdrawn east from Hadfield in 1970. So in Sunday's blog, when I fell looking for Dinting viaducts, I landed on my back. Now the ankle's all right a little bit, to be honest, but I did land it on the back, on the bag, and landed on my Gregs, but the Gregs are absolutely fine indeed. What's in the Greggs? What's in the Greggs? What's in the Greggs wrapper? So, what's in the Greggs wrapper? Chicken bake. Where those buffer stops are, the line actually went further that way towards Woodhead and onto Pedeston and Sheffield Victoria. So you can still see the track bed remaining on the Woodhead Route from Hadfield railway station. So our time is up at Hadfield now, and it has really been a good hour. It actually has gone quick, to be honest, with the 323s arriving and departing the same way. Wish I could carry on further down towards the Woodhead Tunnel. Wouldn't mind seeing that indeed. That may be a future idea because I do want to see the Woodhead Tunnel, to be honest. But I think the walk from here is a good 3 hours just to see it, and then 3 hours back. So that'd be like a whole day just to walk to the Woodhead Tunnel. But anyway, we're going to be catching the next train now to take us to Glossop. Going to have roughly an hour and a half at Glossop, and then I do have to come back to Hadfield because the service patterns: Dinting, Hadfield, Glossop, 5-minute turnaround, Glossop, Hadfield, Dinting. So we do come back to here, but we're not stopping on the way back, we're just driving in and back out. So a train to Glossop now should be arriving to take us there. Leaving Hadfield, the train I'm on avoids Dinting station as we take a curve towards Glossop. In the last vlog, the spur was built in 1845 and there was a station on this section of the line, but I don't know if Dinting was ever a triangle station like Shipley. But we're now arriving into Glossop station. In the future there will be a 6-minute passenger ride video from Hadfield station to Glossop station coming soon on YouTube. I'll be honest with you, my left ankle is still giving me some jip, it's still played up. So if I don't feel like I'm into it, that's why, because it is a bit aching badly, but I can still walk on it, so it's fine. But this is Glossop railway station, and it's SimOnTrains operated, has one platform indeed. Used to have 2 platforms back in the day, but it's now one platform. And this is where the Glossop line terminates here. At Glossop, of course. So trains from Manchester Piccadilly run from Manchester Piccadilly to Guybridge to Dinting, Hadfield, terminate here at Glossop. When they leave Glossop, you actually go back to Hadfield, then Dinting. But sometimes actually, they do go to Glossop first. So you can actually have the diagram as from Guybridge to Dinting to Glossop, then they terminate at Hadfield. Then they go back to Glossop, and then they go back to Dinting onto Guybridge that way. So it sometimes can run clockwise or anti-clockwise. But I think that path though is actually the autumn time when they use platform 2 instead of platform 1, and then right now they're using platform 1 instead of platform 2 at Dinting. But it is a lovely single station indeed. So we're going to do the station history of Glossop, and then we're going to film some more 323s arriving in and out of this station before we head back to Manchester. So we're now going to talk about the station history of Glossop Station. Henry Howard, the 13th Duke of Norfolk, built a spur line from Dinting Viaduct to Howard Town over his own land and spent his own money building it as well. Glossop Station opened on the 9th of June 1845 for goods only, finally opening for passengers on the 30th of June 1845. 10th of July 1922, the station was renamed to Glossop Central. 6th of May 1974, the station was reverted back to its original name, Glossop. In 1984, the single line track was transferred from one side of the island platform to the other side as we see today. So I had an hour at Glossop, but the problem is with the hour at Glossop is you only actually film 4 trains, so I'm waiting for the 1509 to arrive to terminate, and I'm going to be jumping on the 1514 back to Manchester Piccadilly. But when I get back to Manchester Piccadilly, I've actually only got a 6-minute turnaround, and that's not good, especially since you've got that ankle from that fell earlier in the last vlog. So while I'm at Glossop, I'm going to sit here for 25 minutes and eat some ice cream. And then hopefully my train should be right to take me to Manchester Piccadilly. After we leave Glossop Station, we are heading back towards Hadfield, but first we are passing Dinting Station again, before arriving into Hadfield so the train can turn around and travel back to Manchester Piccadilly. We're now on the approach to Manchester Piccadilly, but we are passing through a station which I've never been to before. This is Ardwick Station, the first station on the former Woodhead Route, which used to have 3 platforms, but it's now an island platform. But we are now arriving at Manchester Piccadilly. After a quick change at Manchester Piccadilly, we're now heading back to Crewe Station. Honestly, not much was filmed en route back to Crewe except for the arrival into the station of Crewe. But once I left the train, there's something that caught my eye, so I'll meet you down at Crewe Station. So apologies on the lack of filming between Glossop and Crewe, but we did change at Manchester Piccadilly, got the 1601 Northern service to Crewe, which was class 323. I was hoping there was 319s on that, but it seems to be all 323s today. Now you hear in the background, because I will turn this round, and there is a purple class 170 Turbo Star there. That's 17417, which is the ex-ScotRail one. So I'm going to film that out now when it goes to Derby. Before I catch my train, I just want to mention one more thing at Crewe, because just right behind me here is where Midway Stansted Junction on tour does the live streams from for the Caledonia Sleeper, just here. And there has been some interesting movements on the Caledonia Sleeper I've seen on her live stream. I've seen it go through the fast lines at Crewe, which is very intriguing indeed. And also last week, the Sleeper actually departed from platform 12 just over there and platform 11, which this Avanti West Coast Superboy is just blocking. Thank you very much. So I'm going down the bottom end now because I'm going to catch my train, which is 350s of course, back to Rugeley Trent Valley, which is the 1733 to London Euston. So we're now leaving Crewe Station on the 1733 to London Euston. After leaving the platform we see Class 730, 730 002 again, which is a West Midlands Railway Class 730 EMU, as we pass in Crewe LNWR Depot, or Crewe Coach sidings. I did have an outro planned on the train heading back to Rugeley Town, but I wasn't happy with it because I mentioned a load of stuff that I think was just completely irrelevant. I think I was just in pain that day because of that angle. So I thought I'd better off do the outro here at St James's Street, which is the model railway layout. Now, first of all, the ankle, after the trip I had on the Woodhead Route, the next day was alright. It was healing a bit better. And then Wednesday when I went to work, it was fine, but to be honest with you, it still nags a bit, like when I probably like move it or twist it a bit. It's still there, but it's not as bad as it was on that Monday, because coming back from Hadfield and Glossop, the ankle was in so much pain. When I got to Manchester Piccadilly, I couldn't even walk on it properly, but I still managed to walk on it. I know it's crazy, but let's talk about today's return journey from Dinting to Rugeley Town, even though this is a couple of weeks after that was filmed. But yes, the ankle is alright. So we went to Hadfield and Glossop. It was two good stations, to be honest. They were both terminus stations, but Hadfield used to be a through station to Penistone and Sheffield Victoria, but that closed in the early 80s, and then Hadfield became a terminus. But there was no issues at all, and even had a nice time at them two stations. Then coming back from Glossop, we went through Hadfield, went down towards Manchester Piccadilly, no problem, caught the 1604, no problems at all. Back to Crewe, and then Crewe back to Rugeley Valley, Rugeley Town, no problems at all. So really it has been an okay trip, to be honest. So my next video, I am planning to go up north. It's going to be an interesting one actually, because I'm trying to avoid the weather, but will I avoid it? Or won't I avoid it? I don't know. You have to find out that one, to be honest. But it has been filmed and it is ready to be edited next. So if you like this trip on the Woodhead Route, when I visit Broadbottom and Dinting in the first one on Sunday's episode, and Thursday's episode, Hadfield and Glossop, feel free to give this a like, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sim0nTrains, and feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be looking forward to hearing your comments. Before I sign off, I just want to say that I do apologise for the lack of enthusiasm in the video. As I mentioned, my ankle was really hurting that day, and it was really off-putting. There was a time when I started filming, I could not do this. I said to myself, but I just kept going. Usually, when YouTubers don't feel that it's right, they just bin it and just do the whole filming again. But I can't do that, unfortunately, because I can't spend like more money to go back to the same place and film again. So I do apologise for the lack of enthusiasm filming in the afternoon on that day. So thank you for watching, stay safe, and I will see you next time for another railway journey. And he was asking what I was doing. I was saying filming trains alone. He was just saying I don't need to be fully ready, but you need to get permission from head office.